I thought I could be okay without you, that I could move on and find peace, but life felt incomplete, like a puzzle missing its most important piece. Now I understand that true growth comes from learning to embrace the lessons that love teaches us. Living without you was like trying to breathe underwater, unnatural and suffocating. I've learned that the heart doesn't forget its rhythm easily, and it takes time to heal the wounds left by someone who once felt like home. I tried to live without you, thinking I could escape the hurt, but instead, I found myself trapped in a sea of memories. And in those moments of longing, I realized that the journey forward starts with accepting the past. The emptiness of being without you taught me more about myself than I ever wanted to learn. It's not about surviving without you. It's about discovering strength in places I never knew existed within me. At first, it felt like freedom, being alone, untethered. But slowly, I realized that living without you meant giving up a part of myself. What I learned is that independence is powerful, but love is irreplaceable. I tried to convince myself that I could move on, that living without you would make me stronger. But the truth is, it's the love we share that truly made me feel whole. I've learned to never take that for granted again. There were days I thought I could forget you, days I believed I could build a life without you in it. But my heart proved me wrong, reminding me that some connections are too deep to ever really walk away from. Without you, everything felt dimmer, like a world without color. I learned that some lessons come through pain, and the lesson I learned is that love is something you can't walk away from without leaving a piece of yourself behind. Living without you made me see how much I've depended on your love. But in those silent moments, I realized that the love I have for you is stronger than any distance we can create between us. When I tried living without you, I discovered that my soul was tethered to yours in ways I couldn't explain. It wasn't about needing you, but about realizing how much better life felt when we shared it together. I thought time would heal the wound of losing you, but instead it deepened the understanding of just how much you mean to me. Sometimes the hardest lessons come wrapped in the pain of absence. I thought I could find peace without you, but what I found instead was the realization that some love is too profound to ever truly walk away from. There was a time I believed I could live without you, but in the silence of those moments, I understood that life is fuller when shared. Now my heart beats for the love we once had and the lessons we both learned along the way. I learned the hard way that trying to forget you doesn't erase the truth. It just builds a wall between who I am and who I could be with you. Living without you was a test I never asked for, and yet it taught me to be patient with myself. I learned that healing isn't linear, and sometimes the most profound lessons come from the pain of separation. I tried so hard to let go, to live without you, but deep inside, I realized that some bonds are unbreakable, no matter how much time or distance is between us. In the quiet moments without you, I found the strength to rebuild myself. But what I didn't expect was to uncover how much of me was shaped by the love we shared. I thought I could survive without you, but the truth is, I was surviving in a world that didn't feel like home anymore. What I've learned is that home is where the heart finds peace, and my heart will always belong to you. I tried to walk away, to close the door on us, but the lessons kept pulling me back. It turns out that the path to healing is never as straight as we imagine, but it always leads us to the truth of what we've lost. I believed living without you would make me stronger, but what I learned was that strength doesn't come from solitude. It comes from understanding the value of love and connection. Trying to live without you felt like living in a world that didn't make sense anymore. The emptiness taught me that the only way to truly grow is to accept the lessons love gives, even when it's painful. I tried to convince myself that I could do it without you, but in those quiet moments, I realized that I was never meant to be alone. What I learned is that love is a force that never truly leaves us. It just transforms. Living without you taught me the most valuable lesson, that sometimes losing something makes you realize how much it meant to you in the first place. I spent so much time trying to live without you, but in the end, I realized that the journey back to each other is where the true healing begins. The silence of living without you spoke louder than words ever could. I learned that no matter how far apart we may be, the connection we share is timeless. I tried to live without you, but I quickly realized that the lessons I needed to learn were rooted in the memories we shared. I now understand that love is not a destination, but a journey we're meant to walk together. I believed I could move on, but living without you made me face the uncomfortable truth that my heart still belongs to you, and that's not something I can easily change. Living without you was a lesson in patience, a reminder that some things in life require time to heal. But most of all, it taught me that true love never fades, it evolves. I thought I could handle being without you, But I soon realized that the absence of love creates a void no other experience can fill. I tried to move on without you, but it turns out that some lessons are too deep to forget. What I've learned is that love isn't about possession. It's about the deep connection that lingers even when you're apart. Living without you was harder than I ever imagined. But in the silence, I learned that strength comes not from independence, but from realizing that we all need someone to truly thrive. I tried so hard to walk away from you, but my heart knew better. The lesson I've learned is that love isn't something you can just walk away from without it changing you forever. The emptiness of living without you made me realize how much of my heart was tied to you. I learned that love, once given, never truly leaves. It becomes part of who you are. Living without you has been a painful journey of self-discovery. I've learned that we can't always control our hearts, but we can choose to embrace the lessons they bring. I tried to forget you, to live without you, but I learned that love has a way of following you, no matter how far you try to run. It's a constant reminder of what was once beautiful. I thought I could live without you, but the truth is I wasn't just living, I was surviving. Love has a way of bringing life to the parts of us that we never even knew existed. Trying to live without you taught me that sometimes you have to lose something before you truly understand its value. The lessons were hard, but they were necessary for my growth. I learned the hard way that trying to live without someone who truly means something to you doesn't just affect your present, it changes the way you see your future. I tried to live without you, but it wasn't the same. The lesson I've learned is that the most important relationships are the ones that challenge us to grow, and I've grown from this journey. I thought I could be stronger without you, but what I realized is that true strength comes from vulnerability, from learning to love and be loved without holding back. Living without you showed me the truth that love isn't about possession, but about deep connection. I now know that we never really lose each other. We just learn new ways to hold on. I tried to live without you, but I realized that my heart doesn't understand distance. It only understands the space you fill and the love you give. I tried to be okay without you, but every day reminded me that there's no such thing as moving on from someone who has touched your soul. It's not about forgetting, it's about learning to carry them with you. Living without you has been a test of my own resilience. I've learned that the toughest lessons are the ones that help you rediscover who you are and what you truly need. I thought I could move on without you, but I've learned that love doesn't fade just because you try to forget it. It only grows stronger, teaching you new lessons in every quiet moment. I tried to live without you, but in doing so, I realized that the love we shared was too powerful to be erased by time or distance. It's a part of me now and always will be. Living without you taught me that healing isn't about letting go. It's about understanding, growing, and accepting the changes that life brings. I tried to be strong without you, but the truth is, strength comes from knowing when to lean on others. I've learned that love is not a weakness, but the strongest force we can ever know. I thought living without you would give me the answers I was searching for, but all it gave me was a deeper understanding of how much we truly mean to each other. I tried to live without you, but it felt like walking through life with an invisible weight on my shoulders. What I learned is that love is meant to be shared, and without it, we are incomplete. Living without you didn't teach me to forget you. It taught me to appreciate every moment we shared and every lesson we learned together. I thought I could find peace without you, but peace only comes when you accept the lessons love has taught you, even in the most painful moments. Living without you made me realize that the hardest goodbyes are the ones that never truly leave. I've learned that some connections are eternal, no matter how far apart we are.